Chapter 10. More on Python. Chapter Outline. In this chapter, you will learn what are operators, types of operators in Python, precedence of operators, introduction to control structures, types of control structures, conditional statements. Ambi. Hey KB, in our upcoming Python class, we are going to explore types of operators, control structures and conditional statements. It's like giving our Python skills a major upgrade. KB. Operators and control structures. What's that all about? Ambi. Think of operators like special tools in Python that help us manipulate data. We'll discover different types that let us perform tasks like math operations and comparisons. And when it comes to control structures and conditional statements, we'll be like digital architects, directing how our code flows and making decisions based on certain conditions. KB. That sounds like a coding adventure. How does it work? Ambi. Imagine using operators to calculate, compare and make decisions in our code. Control structures, on the other hand, let us tell the flow of our program, making choices, repeating actions and giving our code more dynamic and responsive. KB. Like telling our code what to do in different situations. Ambi. Exactly. It's like being the director of our own code show. We learn to make decisions, repeat actions, and bring more order and creativity to our programs. KB. I am ready for the coding adventure. Let's learn operators and control structures in Python and make our code more awesome. What are operators? Look at this expression. 45 plus 62 minus 23 multiplied by 2. Here the numbers 45, 62, 23 and 2 are called operands, whereas the symbols plus, minus and asterisk are called operators. Operators are symbols that represent arithmetic and logical operations on operands and provide a meaningful result. For performing any operation, the operator requires one or more operands. The valid combination of operators and operands make an expression which returns a computed result. Examples of some operators are plus, minus, asterisks, slash, percentage, and so on. In the Python programming environment, you often need to use operators for the purpose of arithmetic or logical calculations. Types of operators in Python. There are different types of operators that you can use to perform mathematical and logical operations in Python. Arithmetic operators. These operators are used for performing basic mathematical calculations, that is, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. The arithmetic operators are further classified into the following. Unary operator. These are the operators which operate only on one operand. Look at the example of unary operators as shown below. Binary operator. These are the operators which operate on two operands. For example, x plus y. Here plus is a binary operator working on x and y. Binary operators are further classified as shown below. Operator, name, description, example, x is equal to 20 and y is equal to 3, output. Addition, adds values on either side of the operator, x plus y, 23. Subtracts, right hand operand is subtracted from left hand operand, x minus y, 17. Multiply, multiplies values on either side of the operator, x multiplied by y, 60. Divide, divides left-hand operand by right-hand operand and gives quotient in decimal. X divided by y, 6.66. Modulus, divides left-hand operand by right-hand operand and returns remainder. Result 2. Exponentiation, right-hand side operand raised to the power left-hand side operand. Result 8,000. Flow or integer division, divides and give quotient in integer form. Result 6. Program to show all the arithmetic operators functions. The result of the above program is relational operators. These operators are used for depicting the relationship between operands. These operands compare two values and determine the result in Boolean expression, which can be either true or false. There are 6 types of relational operators in Python. Operator, name, description, example, x is equal to 8 and y is equal to 6, output. Equal. It checks if the values of two operands is equal or not. If yes, then the condition becomes true, else false. X is equal to y, output false. Not equal. It checks if the values of two operands is equal or not. If the values are not equal, then the condition becomes true. X is not equal to y, output true. Greater than. It checks if the value of left operand is greater than the value of right operands. If yes, then the condition becomes true. X is greater than y, output true. Less than. It checks if the value of left operand is less than the value of right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true. X is less than y, output false. Greater than or equal to. It checks if the value of left operand is greater than or equal to the value of right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true. X is greater than or equal to y, output true. Less than or equal to. It checks if the value of left operand is less than or equal to the value of right operand. If yes, then the condition becomes true. X is less than or equal to y, output false. Program to show all the relational operators functions. The result of the above program is string operator. If you are working with the string values, then you have to perform operations on them. Only 2 kinds of operations are performed on string data types. You can either join 2 strings or replicate a string multiple times. Plus and asterisk operators are used on strings. Plus operator. It is known as concatenation operator when you use it with strings. It is used for joining 2 or more strings. Multiplication operator. It is used for replicating a given string a number of times. It is also known as replication operator. Precedence of operators. Precedence of operators determines the order in which the operators are executed. The operator precedence in Python is listed in the given table. The highest precedence is at the top. The following table shows the precedence of operators in Python. Operator, name, parenthesis, exponent, multiplication, division, modulo, floor division, addition, subtraction, comparison, assignment, logical. Introduction to control structure. In the world of programming, you often need to perform tasks based upon a condition which is either true or false. Consider the example of a program that prints the greatest of 2 numbers. If number 1 is greater than number 2, then prints number 1, else it prints number 2. This is called a conditional statement. Every decision involves an option between 2 alternatives, yes and no. Consider another example. A man needs to print his name 100 times. How should the program be controlled? A few lines of the program will have to be performed repeatedly for a specific number of times till the given condition is true. If the condition is false, the control comes out of the loop and the repetition stops. This is called iteration. Sometimes a program may need to take decisions or repeat a block of code. For this, Python provides control structures. In a program, a control structure determines the order in which 106 statements are executed. Let us learn about different types of control structures in detail. Knock around. Discuss the use of different operators in class in detail. Types of control structures. In Python, there are different types of constructs or statements which govern the flow of the control of a program. These are 1. Sequential statements. In sequence, construct means the statements are being executed sequentially. This represents the default flow of statement. Every Python program begins with the first statement of program. Each statement in turn is executed. When the final statement of program is executed, the program is done. Sequence refers to the normal flow of control in a program and is the simplest one. 2. Conditional statements. In programming languages, conditional statements, also known as decision-making statements, cause the program control to transfer to a specific location depending on the outcome of the conditional expression. Every decision involves a choice between the two alternatives, yes and no. If a conditional statement is true, then one set of statements is executed. Otherwise, the other set of statements is executed. Iterative statements. These statements are known as looping statements, enable the execution of a set of statements to be repeated till the condition is true. As soon as the condition becomes false, the control comes out of the loop and the repetition stops. In this chapter, you will be studying conditional statements in detail. Conditional statements. Decisions in a program are used when the program has conditional choices to execute code block. Let's take an example of traffic lights, where different colors of lights lit up at different intervals based on the condition of the road or any specific rule. It is the prediction of conditions that occur while executing a program to specify actions. Multiple expressions get evaluated with an outcome of either true or false. Python provides decision-making statements to make decisions within a program for an application based on the user requirement. Python provides various types of conditional statements. If statement, if-else statement, if-else ladder. Smart Connect. In Python, the non-zero value is interpreted as true. None and zero are interpreted as false. The if statement. The if statement is the simplest conditional statement. Here, a statement or a collection of statements within the if block is executed only if a certain condition or expression is evaluated to true. If the condition evaluates to false, then the control of execution is passed to the next statement after the if block. The syntax of the if statement is given below. Syntax. If test expression, indented statement block, hash if block ends here. Program to check whether a given number is greater than 10 or not. The if-else statement. The if-else statement checks for a condition. If the condition evaluates to true, the indented block following the if statement is executed. Otherwise, the indented block after the else statement is executed. The syntax of the if-else statement is given below. Syntax. If test expression, indented block, else indented block. Program to check whether a given number is greater than or less than 400. The if-else ladder. The if-else ladder is another type of if statement. It helps us to test multiple conditions and follows a top-down approach. In this, as soon as the condition of the if evaluates to be true, the indented block associated with that if is executed and the rest of the ladder is avoided. If none of the conditions evaluate to true, then the final else statement gets executed. The syntax of if-else ladder is shown below. Syntax. If test expressions _1, indented block 1. Elif test expression _2, indented block 2. Elif test expression _3, indented block 3. Else indented block. Program to display the name of the month according to number given by the user. Take first 5 months. Tech terms. Operators, symbols that represent arithmetic and logical operations on operands. Unary operator, operator which operates only on one operand. Binary operator, operator which requires 2 operands. Relational operators, operators used for depicting the relationship between operands. Precedence of operators, the order in which the operators are executed. Conditional statements, the statements that cause the program control to transfer to a specific location depending on the outcome of the conditional expression. Iterative statements, the statements that enable the execution of a set of statements to be repeated till the condition is true.